Yeah, this video is a little out of the ordinary for me. I normally just do cruising and cruise ports and those kinds of videos. I don't do equipment reviews, but I had to share this because I was so impressed and I thought I could maybe help somebody else that was looking at, rather than dropping a bunch of money on an expensive camera, you might consider this Kodak camera that I've just recently bought. I got the idea of buying this camera when we went to Galapagos, and I saw people with these gigantic cameras and huge telephoto lenses, and they were getting great shots of all the animals. You can still get good shots of the animals if you have an iPhone or Google Pixel or one of those, but I found that some of the animals were further away and it was difficult to get a nice close-up view. So at that point I came to the conclusion that if I wanted to do any kind of animal photography or distance shooting, I needed an optical zoom. And not wanting to drop thousands of dollars on a camera, I did a little poking around, and there was a few YouTube videos where people had actually reviewed the Kodak camera, which has a, I believe, 52x zoom. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know that much about these numbers, but apparently they were pretty impressed compared with the price of the camera. So, I mean, I know you still get what you pay for, but this was a fairly inexpensive camera and really good for anything that requires a zoom. And there were a couple of ships nearby. They were cargo ships. We're heading around the Horn of Africa. We're not there yet, but we've got a couple of ships besides us. And they're far enough away so that I needed to zoom in to get a better look at them. These are cargo ships. There were two ships. I took pictures of both ships, and I used the Kodak camera with the full zoom. So I believe it's 52x, 52 times. So it's 52x, and there's a digital zoom also. So I gave it max digital zoom as well as a max optical zoom, just to compare apples and apples, because I wanted to do the same thing with the iPhone. The iPhone doesn't have an optical zoom, obviously, but they have a digital zoom, so I used that. You can see here in these photos, there is quite a bit of difference in the resolution. And I believe the Kodak, the resolution, the pixel count, isn't nearly as high as the iPhone 15 that I used. But you're getting still really good images. So I got them about the same size. I think the iPhone has a little better color, but you can fix that in post-processing if you're really interested in the getting similar results as an iPhone 15 color-wise. And again, I was amazed how good the pictures are. So I'm going to show you right now. So this first picture is with the Kodak, and you can see I've got it. This is max optical and max digital zoom. So, and then I'm zooming in a little bit here also on the picture, so it's kind of full frame. Now, I mean, it's not super detailed, obviously, but this is pretty amazing. You can make out, there are ways we could probably enhance that. And then I can't make out the name either, but you know there's a name there. The other thing is that I can see all this piping on the top deck, and you can see there's writing high in the water. So it's probably empty, and all this piping usually means it's some kind of a petroleum or some kind of a liquid carrying tanker with all this piping. So let me pop up the best image I got from my iPhone. The ship was actually closer because it was like 20 minutes later and we're going faster than the ship, but you really can't make out anything. So you don't see any of the piping on the deck. You can't really tell that that's actually the name of the ship, and then obviously the stack here at the aft part of the ship, you can't really make that out either. Bottom line here is this Kodak camera is quite a bargain at around $200. And there's a lot of features. So I like dials and switches and knobs and things, and this has that. I mean, you can go through the menus and do this same thing, but if you want to do, like, for example, aperture priority, you just go over to A, and then so I've got it set to automatic right now. Now, I did try it for videos, and the videos are not very good. It's too, whatever the word is, shaky, and I didn't have very good audio. So it's strictly, I would say, if you need to zoom, I mean, you could work with the camera and probably improve on those things that I just complained about. I just haven't worked with the camera. It's got a lot of features that I don't even use. My only complaint about the camera is that you don't have an actual viewfinder. You have to use the screen on the back of the camera. But that's not much of a complaint. And you can actually view your videos on here too, if you want to do that, or your pictures on this screen. And it does have a metal mount, and the camera itself, I believe, is metal. Yeah, so I think you've got a mix of metal and plastic. So for the price, you can't beat it, I don't think.